Can you guys hear me and see me? Welcome to the live stream. I think it is functioning properly, but let me know if it is not and where you are tuning in from. Super excited to be going live today with you guys. It's been a minute and catch up, chat about some good stuff. Hi Mark, welcome. And just, yeah, think about what you may want to talk about and ask about today. I'm just going to start off with a request from my Instagram. Somebody, hey, great to see you on here. And Vienna and Varun, welcome as well. So yes, I was posting yesterday on my Instagram what requested topics there may be from you guys. And I am super excited to talk today about one of them, which was grounding and healing with the root chakra. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And hi, Saranka. Mark, I wish you could come too. Hello from South Africa. Cool. We got the whole globe here on the live stream. I love to see it. Quick little update as well before I get into today's topic and also do a live Q&A with you guys. So many things to share. So many things to share today. Lots of life updates. Hi, Sydney. Yes, so it's been a crazy time. You know, this month, April, or this past month, now it's May. This past month, so much happened. And hi, Kate. So much happened. So much changes happened. I moved. I've been moving this past week, so I'm just finally kind of catching up on content and social media. I am here from my new home in the little mountains of Los Angeles, so I'm in nature. I'm very grateful to be out here and really you just hone in and dive in on getting to serve you all in a deeper way. You know, in this kind of more hermit isolation that I'm in Topanga. So yes, please let me know what you want to hear about today. Start thinking about it. Start contemplating what you want to hear about, whether it's related to Hinduism, Ayurveda, yoga, tantra. That's what I do here. That's what I share about. If you're new, that is what this channel is all about. This platform is all about education on these topics, and that is my dharma, my heart, my passion in this lifetime. On that note, two things, if you guys haven't heard. Number one, my retreat is officially live. This is the first retreat I've ever done. A lot of you guys last year, towards the end of the year, were responsive and talking to me about wanting to participate in a retreat. So it is officially live. The page is live. The page is up. The link is below the description. It should be in the description of this video. If it's not, let me know. I will share it after this live stream. I'm very excited to actually get to meet you guys in person. And hi, I'm saying hi, Dark Universe. Thank you. Welcome. And we have someone from Tamil Nadu. Beautiful. So yes, we're going to be in Mexico. It's going to be a 5-day retreat all about deepening our relationship to nature and the 5 elements, deepening our relationship to source, to consciousness, to our inner consciousness, diving into the Vedic philosophy, dharmic understandings of yourself and the universe, and exploring and traveling the sacred ancient sites of Mexico, having fully amazing plant-based food there, all the meals provided, bonding and coming together as community. I'll be teaching a lot of workshops and all different things with you guys. So many different activities. We're also going to be doing some detox protocols, Ayurvedic and traditional Mayan detox protocols. It's going to be so fun. So I really hope to see some of you there. And if you're interested, please check out the page. And if you just want to see what all we're going to be doing, you can also explore the website and let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling about it. So let's talk about the root chakra. Yeah? Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you all being here. So let's talk about the root chakra. Muladhara. Muladhara is the base of our chakra system, right? It is the in some ways the first chakra, the root center. It is also traditionally known as the earth chakra. Many people don't know this, and actually it's in traditional yoga and traditional tantra, more specifically, it is very rare that you would hear the Muladhara called the root. It's actually more commonly referred to as the earth chakra. If it was going to have a nickname, it's referred to as the earth chakra, because the first 5 chakras in the system all relate to the 5 elements. The 5 elements, the Pancha Mahabhutas. So this is a beautifully natural but also complex energy system that we all have access to, and that is a huge part of our life, whether we know it or not, whether we understand it or not. It is actively a part of our existence. The chakra system is layered over the physical body, but it exists predominantly in our subtle bodies. And in our subtle bodies, it's our energy body. It's the body where we connect to prana, where we feel energy, so to speak. Also where the mind exists, where the emotions are connected. And so this system is fundamental to our existence as human beings, our understanding of our self-identity, how our mind operates, and ultimately our psychology, right? So we've been talking a lot about this topic in Dharma Healer Mastery in my program. We dive deep into the chakras and how we utilize all of the different subtle and spiritual healing therapies within yoga, Ayurveda, and Tantra to heal the mind through these subtle energy systems like the chakras, the nadi system, the marma points. How many of you guys here know about the marmas or the nadis? Has anyone heard of the marmas and the nadis? I may make a little video about just an introduction to them, because I don't think I've done that here on this channel yet, and I think it's important that you guys at least get a glimpse into what they are and why they're so important. Let me get in the live chat here too. Just scrolling back. Is karma just consequence of action? I feel I still have a hard time understanding karma. Great question. Great question. In some ways, yes. Karma directly translates to action. Karma is a recorded action. It's an action that can have an effect, right? Cause and effect principle. One of the Hermetic laws as well, right? And the idea behind karma is not that it's an external entity or God or anything outside of us there to punish us. It's not about that at all. However, what it is a principle of energy, right? What we put out creates a response. There will be a response to whatever that we put out into the world, right? And in that sense, karmic patterns can get generated and created or broken. And ultimately, one of the most powerful understandings of karma is that karma is simply a cycle. A cyclical pattern of choice, of behavior pattern, of a pain pattern. So we can literally break karma through conscious decision. Through conscious decision, we can shatter karma. We can break a cycle. For example, if we've reacted time and time again throughout our childhood in the same way to a certain trigger, and then throughout our awakening journey, we discover that we can actually take responsibility for that response and change that operating system. Just like that, we can shift our karma. We can break that karmic cycle. And there are many layers to karma. There's different types of karma, like sanchita karma, prarabdha karma. There's different layers of it. Maybe I also need to make a video here on YouTube about that. I'll make a note of that. Let me just catch up here in the chat as well. If you guys can send whatever you're sharing, again, I'm not seeing all of them. If you have particular questions related to this, let me know. I'm doing my best to keep up here. But yes, so back to the Muladhara, right? The Muladhara is our center of survival. It is, in the hierarchy of needs, if you guys have heard about that, the pyramid of needs, right? the human base needs of survival, food, shelter, safety, they have to be met in order for anything else to be experienced or sought after or wanted or needed, right? For example, if somebody is, is starving, they're not going to have the space or the desire to explore consciousness because, their base needs have not been met. That's why it's so important to address, the real human condition, right? While also understanding spiritual truths, we have to acknowledge both. We don't want to bypass, these realities that some people are experiencing, that we are in some ways experiencing, maybe in different layers. So the Muladhara rules that center. So many human beings, are in this survival state, right? They feel they are not provided for, that they cannot trust life, that their life is in danger or threat somehow, that they're not safe. All of these themes are related and tied to the Muladhara. Now, on the other hand, right, when it is in its strength, in its clarity, in its openness, the Muladhara is very trusting of life. It feels, I can trust life. Life takes care of me. Life provides for me. All my needs are being met. They are being met by the universe, by the divine, whatever it may be, by nature. I am provided for. I am safe. I am secure. I am not in danger. All of these are, the powerful cognitions that can come from the earth chakra, the Muladhara center. And, on this note, right, that is why there's this connection to the earth element as well as Ganesha, right? Ganesha is the ruler of the Muladhara. So if you feel you need strengthening and connection to the center, highly recommend, number one, working with Ganesha, chanting some of the Ganesha mantras, all these things, very important to work with. And also the earth element in general, working with Prithvi, the earth element, can be so healing and connecting to working with the center, activating this center. There are so many therapies that we can address working with Muladhara, but doing that inner work and that shadow work on those themes is fundamental, right? We need to get into these beliefs and cognitions that we hold about this center. And that's my little introduction to Muladhara. I'm going to get into your questions now. Why people cannot go beyond Muladhara during lifetime? Because, right, Ashish, so many people are stuck in those energies, right? They are stuck in the survival mode. And so as long as we're stuck there, how can our energy move elsewhere, right? That's why first we need to address these basic needs and also these beliefs as well, so that we can go into the other energies of existence, right? And also allow our Kundalini to flow through. What do you think about Krishnamurti? I love Krishnamurti. I do. He's a very powerful being. I've been listening to him a lot more this last year. And what a being. He's a powerful channeler, and I highly recommend people listening to his stuff. Why people cannot go, oh yeah, we answered that. I hope this makes sense. Is love truly the highest truth? Sometimes I feel guilty resting in love because I get worried it's just an emotion and not really based on how ultimate reality is. Ooh, Sydney, that is such a powerful reflection. Thank you for asking that. I would say it depends what love we're talking about. What love? How are we defining love, I should say? Because love as an emotion is different than love that is divine, that is reality. And this is where I think we can get mixed up, and this is why I think this is such a beautiful, powerful question to ask, because there are different types of love. I actually did a conscious relationships workshop. Also, that is a class for my Dharma Healer Mastery students as well. We talked about this, but there are different types of love, and there are many different names for these kind of different variations of love. as defined by different masters and things. Osho, for example, talks about 3 types of love: animal love, human love, and divine love. Most human beings, when we refer to love, we're actually referring to animal love. What is animalistic love? It is lust-based love. It is love that is transactional, meaning I only love you based on what you are giving to me, right? And this sounds like, oh no, like I don't do that, right? But to really take an honest look at how much we may be doing that without even knowing it, right? How who we love and who we have relationship and who we interact with often is a response to what we are receiving from them, right? Or maybe in some levels, right? So that is what he considers to be like a lust or animal based love. That is that emotional mind based love. It is up and down, right? It is hot and cold. It is, passionate. It can be intense, but it can also be very unstable, right? Very conditional. Then human based love, that love is more of a symbiotic relationship, right? I give to you, you give to me. It's a mutually beneficial type of love. We feel that we're both, gaining something here and relating in a beautiful way. We're sharing a deeper love. We may have experiences of this kind of love as well, right? Some of you may have experiences of this type of love with maybe one of your parents or a best friend, or maybe if you're lucky, a romantic partner that you share that very uplifting, mutually beneficial giving love, right? You want to give. It's not based on condition so much, right? It's mutual. Then there is the highest level of love, which is a very, very rare love to experience in a human body. And that is divine love, bhakti. It is devotional love. It is love that is beyond any frame, that is beyond any condition and any limit. And how Osho describes the distinction between those two loves, I love his definition. He says that human-based love, there are two people existing, right? That's a relationship. Only in a relationship, or we can only have a relationship if there are two, right? Two parties, you and me, right? That creates a relationship. But in divine love, there is a merging, a melting. There is no two parties that exist anymore. There are no two beings to have a relationship. They have become one. They're in total oneness. And that love is the love of the divine, is the love of reality, the nature of what and who we truly are. So I hope that answers your question, Sydney. And that is the difference, right? It's like oftentimes, because English is such a limited language, we only have one word for love, which is very silly and very immature because there are so many things we mean, right? There are so many variations of that word. Okay, let me catch up on the chat here. Sorry if I missed anything. Abeo, what is your spiritual take on anxiety? I feel constantly overstimulated. Yes, there's a lot of reasons for this. Actually, I think I just did on my Instagram, I did a reel a few weeks back about this topic and how this relates in the Ayurvedic understanding to our senses. The 5 senses are the doorways to the mind. And we have to take a really deep look at all of the ways we are consuming through our senses. And usually we do not look at these things at all, actually, right? I believe truly one of the biggest causes of anxiety is related to our senses and the use of our senses. And we dive deep into healing and repairing this relationship between our senses, our mind and our senses in my program, Dharmic Healer Mastery. And yes, I do have a few videos about that. So yeah, check it out on my Instagram and let me know what you think. Let me know. Dry fasting. What do you think of dry fasting? It can be very powerful for a very short period of time. Most doshas don't do so well with it, but if there is a strong spiritual context, it can be done, It can be done like for Shivaratri, for example. there has to be a deep spiritual context there for most people to do it successfully, but I don't recommend it for beginners. You should be kind of a experienced faster, if that makes sense. Do you think the chakras tie in with hierarchy of needs? Yes, definitely in some ways, definitely. Okay, Simon, knew what I eat in a day. Okay, absolutely. I'll work on that. What are your views on Buddhism? I love Buddhism and respect it a lot. I study it, occasionally here and there. I'm very open to Buddhism and very connected to Buddhism in many ways. Many of my friends are Buddhists as well, and Buddhism is part of Dharma. It's part of Sanatana Dharma, actually. It's just another lineage. So it's very, inherently connected and in sync with what I practice. Okay, what else we got here? After sex, why do people fall out of love? Indie Rider, that is because exactly what we were talking about there, that love was based on the first kind of love. It's an animalistic love. As soon as a desire, what the ego wanted was met or satisfied, the love disappears. That is a perfect indication and example, meaning the love was not real. Truly. That means that the love was not real. It was based in lust. It was not based in divine love or even, genuine symbiotic love. It was based in desire, right? Extraction, getting something out of someone. If a really good way we can gauge if our relationship or any relationship is based in that kind of love is if, the relationship dissolves or we fall out of love or we have some experience where all of a sudden the feelings change or on their side, all of a sudden the feelings change. Just know that was not real love. And that may sound really harsh, but it is important to understand, so that we can elevate and we can not only give and provide deeper, more unconditional love to others, but we can also keep an eye out for how people may be trying to extract or drain us, right? As a lot of us being here, seekers on the path and very sensitive, evolved beings, there are many people that may come into our lives that see our light and want to extract it, right? Really want to suck it and drain it, even if they're not consciously aware of it. That's the thing. It's not necessarily that they're aware what they're doing, but if you start to feel you're pulling away from yourself and you're feeling drained, when you're around that person, it doesn't feel like it's a energetic equality. It's things to look out for, right? Okay, just scrolling and catching up with the chat, guys, and thank you all for being here. Always love chatting and catching up with you guys. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I want to get more active again on YouTube. It's been, and get more consistent with the videos again like I used to. It's been hard to keep up with in the midst of all I'm working on right now. Thank you. English does limit the dimension of words. Ram Dass has a talk where he talks about anger based out of absence of love. Oh, thank you for following and being here all these years. I genuinely really appreciate it. You guys are so inspiring for me. You have become chubby. I don't think so. That's hilarious. I take that as a compliment because I'm always actually trying to gain weight. It's very hard for me to gain weight. Yes, I'm loving my new home. Thank you for asking. I'll have to do a little tour as well for you guys sometime at some point soon. I'm gonna make some notes of what videos. So you guys asked for what I eat in a day, a tour, do the 5 senses, karma. Look at that. I got a whole list. I got a whole list here. Is being sad a normal thing? Why modern spiritual coaches tell people to be happy. Hey, I love this, Ashish. You're so right. You know what? Happy and sad are 2 sides of the same coin. It's duality, and I've seen a lot of that in the spiritual world. This you know, this emphasis on that we should just be feeling certain things, right? Like, I just want to be peaceful, or I just want to be happy. I shouldn't be feeling angry or frustrated or stressed or sad. No, like, true, real, authentic spirituality and real, authentic spiritual beings will not tell you this. You know, emotions are just waves, they're experiences, and they're also communicating to us. So the key, though, is not being identified with them. That's what it's all about, and that's what I work a lot, you know, in my coaching, with my, you know, my clients and students. We work a lot on this, right? Is like actually just coming into more allowance of what is, because the pain, the suffering that we experience simply comes from resistance. It is not coming from the actual, you know, being sad or being angry. No, it is coming from resisting that state. It is coming from not wanting to be those things, instead of just letting them be what they are, right? And there's a lot to say on this, but I appreciate you bringing that topic up. It's so important. And you know, I always I work deeply with my students on this, because we've been so deeply programmed to, you know, all these shoulds. Like, I shouldn't be feeling this way, and you know, on the spiritual path, if I know all this knowledge, why am I sad, or why am I angry, or why am I reacting? And we judge ourselves so harshly. You know, we criticize ourselves and others so harshly, and there's so much of a deprogramming work to do. And you know, it can be very helpful just to have a reflector and a mirror, and that's all I really do, you know, with my students. Is I'm just that mirror, you know, to reflect that state for them. Okay, what else we got? Yeah, exactly, letting them flow through, right? Letting them move through. Beautiful. Okay, just catching up with the questions here. Lunar eclipse, yeah, it's in Scorpio on May 5th. It's going to be super, super intense. I don't know if you guys have been experiencing this past week or two since the solar eclipse has been so intense. Very, very intense. We're also in Mercury retrograde. There's just a lot of... Jupiter has also shifted for the first time in about, I think, 17 or 18 years. So there has been crazy cosmic movement that is definitely, you know, the macrocosm reflecting our microcosm. Personally, in my life, I've seen a lot being brought to the surface, very intensely. So if you are also experiencing that, you're not alone. The moon in Scorpio, I actually have a Scorpio moon. So this moon for me is going to be very, very amplified. And Scorpio is very powerful, but very intense, sign. It is about the depth of experience, the depth of emotion, going to the deepest, darkest parts of ourselves, which can sound scary and intense, and it can be, right? It can feel that way, but it's so transformative, and that's why Scorpio is tied to the phoenix, right? The transformation of the phoenix. And this moon is going to give us that. It's going to give us the ability to look deeply at some things that we need to transform, like the phoenix, and allow us to rise from those ashes, right? And so it can be very intense, but when we embrace it, we don't have that resistance. It can be so, so powerful and transformative. Okay. No, I have not watched Hitomi videos. No, I have not. Russian pop star, do you still do daily enemas? Not every day, but I try to keep up with them for sure. Spirituality often leads to release of sexual energy. How do you handle this? Actually, I don't know if I agree with that, Ashish. I mean, can maybe elaborate what you mean, but to me, actually, right, a lot of the spiritual journey is about learning how to handle our sexual energy in a much more wholesome way. What I will say is that what normally happens when people, become more spiritual, or I should say tune into more of their spirituality, they become very sensual or sexual beings, because we are inherently sexual, sensual beings. What we do with that energy, however, is the important thing, right? most of the time when we are unconscious and we're on autopilot, that energy is being wasted and expended and shared with, definitely in the wrong spaces with the wrong beings, that can have a very negative impact on our heart, on our consciousness, on our, even on our health, right? And so honing in on that energy, right? And there can be multiple ways we do this. You know, brahmacharya, the yogic value, right, does not mean celibacy in and of itself. It means control of our senses, like living as Brahma. Living as Brahma. So not letting our senses control us. We are the driver. So if we are engaging in a sexual relationship, doing it consciously, right? Doing it, you know, and understanding the energetics involved. If we are practicing celibacy, beautiful, you know, also understanding the energetics involved and how to do that in a healthy way. Okay. Update on top 10 books. Ooh, that could be cool. How do you deal with those who don't respect or appreciate your spiritual journey? Sometimes there's so much outward resistance to diving so deeply into spirit. Ooh, yes. You know, I would say first thing that popped into my mind, community, support. You know, I'm sure each and every one of us here has faced that at some level or another in our path, in our journey. Community is so essential. And it always brings so much emotion to my heart, because I spent so much of my spiritual journey like feeling very alone. And I know so many of you guys, and this is why it makes me emotional, because over the years of being here on YouTube with you guys since 2017, so many hundreds of thousands or even thousands of you guys have told me how isolated or alone you feel on your path. And I took that so to heart, you know, I took it so seriously that truly, I've been thinking and holding that in my heart for years. What can I do? What can I create, you know, to help support more of us out here to feeling not alone, and giving community and holding space. And, you know, a lot of things flowered from that in inspiration. You know, doing in-person community events is one aspect I have been working on over the last 6 months or so here in the LA area. So if any of you guys are around, please connect with me and I'll share with you a little bit about that. But then also online, right? So many of us are around the world. Like, how can we connect with each other? And that's what pushed me so deeply in my heart to create Dharma Healer Mastery, my program. But it's so much more than that. It's a community, you know, and we are community-centered beings as humans. We're not meant to do things alone. And I know, speaking for myself, I had so much hyper independence as a result of my childhood and my childhood trauma that I really struggled to ask for help, or to feel like I was allowed to have support, allowed to have, you know, ask for help or mentorship. And, you know, I resisted that for so long. And all I can say is I wish I could just tell my younger self, like, to do that more, to ask for help more, to, you know, to get a coach, to work with somebody early on, because, you know, we all deserve that. We all deserve that support. We all deserve that spiritual community. And, you know, that is what this Dharma Healer Mastery container is. It's so much more than just a course in education. It is like, it's the community, it's the support, the spiritual, emotional, and physical support that we all deserve, we all need on this path, especially if you're pulled to, you know, the Dharma healing sciences that, you know, we're here sharing all about, right? And you're tied to, you feel connected to Hinduism, you feel connected to yoga or Ayurveda or Tantra. So yes, community, find your community. And if you want to talk more about that with me, please message me on Instagram and we'll chat about it too. Okay, let's see what else we got. I like how everybody's chatting in the chat. That's nice. Okay, what would be a good Ayurvedic treatment or oil for the face? Struggle with breakouts, but I didn't know it's probably... Yeah, Sydney, if you have acne-prone skin, I would really want to take a look at your individual imbalance and constitution and work with you, because I don't want to give you a general recommendation. When we have acne-prone skin, even I actually have acne-prone skin, We have to follow different kind of protocols, you know, can't just use what other people are using, right? So definitely would want to look more intensely at what's going on with you. Being around the wrong people can be really hard, makes me doubt myself. Thank you for being here. Yes, Sydney, you deserve, you know, you deserve people who understand and see you, right? And respect your path and your journey. Truly, you know, we all deserve that. I am isolated from my Buddhist Sangha. My relationship broke up. Sangha sided with ex, forced island. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I understand how challenging that can be. More, more than you know. I really do. And just know we're also, you know, your Sangha. I'm here for you. We're all, this community is here for you too. So please stay connected with us. You know, you're not alone. And truly, there's so much room for diversity. Our paths don't have to look identical to be Sangha, to be support for one another, you know? Absolutely, Ashish. Yes, moksha is definitely the ultimate goal in many ways. Mark, am I going to have a retreat in the US? Yes, actually, this first retreat was supposed to be in the US, but a few things got in the way of that, so it is in Mexico now, and it made it a lot more affordable. It was actually because of inflation. I don't know how many of you guys know about this in the United States, but inflation has been crazy to all of you guys. So the reason it's in Mexico, the cost to be as low as possible, and believe it or not, the cost that I could make it just based on the expenses of everything we're going to be doing and the stay and the food and everything that's included. I wanted to make it, you know, as affordable as we could. Okay, where am I? I got lost in the chat. Sorry, one sec, guys. Where is it? Okay. I love that we get so many perspectives in DHM. No one is above anyone. All opinions are welcome and valued. Yes. Absolutely, Kate. Absolutely, Kate. That's one of my biggest, you know, values is maintaining that respectful, supportive space for diverse opinion, even within our container, you know, diverse experiences. Love to schedule with you. I get so nervous watching. Oh, don't be, Sydney. I'm a human, you know. Don't put me on a pedestal. You know, don't put me on a pedestal. I am a person just like you, and I promise I'm not intimidating at all. I'm a very like bubbly, friendly person, you know? So I would love to chat with you and get to know. We've talked so much on here anyway. I feel like I already know you. Oh, thank you. Sweet to have you here. You guys are awesome. Modern homes are made luxurious. Thank you guys for being here. Did it cut out? Did the internet cut out? I appreciate and love you guys so much. If you still are here with me or hearing, thank you for all the awesome questions. Please stay connected about, you know, all of your questions and topics. I'm going to work on some new YouTube videos for you all so that I can keep giving free, you know, education here. Stay connected on my Instagram, please. If you're not already, I'm way more active there. So please stay connected. I post so many updates there. Let me know if you're interested in the retreat and want to know more. Send me a DM on Instagram. Or if you want to hear about Dharma Healer Mastery and you want to join the next batch, we're starting the next batch in July. So I'm onboarding. We already have a good amount of students filled up, but there's some spaces open. So I would love to get you in if you're interested. Reach out. Sending you guys so much love, huge blessings, deep gratitude truly for you guys being here, being who you are. You know, I see so much divinity and so much consciousness reflected in each of you, you know, even with how you interact here and what you ask and what you're pulled to and drawn to. I feel so inspired by that. So sending you all so much love, big blessings, and I will see you guys on the next video.